Good evening, guys and gals. Got the D3 warming up here. This is where I got to yesterday before I left. This is dried out pretty good. I'm gonna run around it one more time at least, kind of slick it off just a little bit, and then I'm gonna set the water level and see if I need to bring up anything. We don't want water to run out of this end, so I'm gonna set my water level probably at the top right here. Give it about a foot, I guess, or so of freeboard above that, and then I'll make my drain down there in that corner. But I just want to get everything kind of slicked off a little bit, just back drag it around a time or two, and then I will check water level and get that set and see where we're at on that. I may push a little bit more dirt kind of up in this corner, some deep ruts right there I still need to kind of fill in, get that shaped up. But man, yeah, this is looking pretty nice. I think I got a little bit of a high spot right over there on the dam, and once I flag it all around, I'll buzz the top of that dam off or see what I need to do with that, just to make it look a little more pretty. Let's set the water line on this thing. What I'm thinking I'm going to do also is, there's a bad cattle crossing right in there that they have just absolutely wore slap out. Got some deep ruts, and he asked me if I would dump a couple loads of dirt right in there. So I'm thinking on this end where it's going to be probably pretty shallow, and maybe that corner down there is I'll dig out with the excavator just to try to get me some more depth right here. But we'll see how deep she is. I'm gonna say it's probably about maybe 3 or 4 feet at least, I hope. Yeah, I got everything but my tripod, so I guess the ground will have to do. Let's turn this thing on and get set up to figure this out. As y'all can see, I figured it's kind of how it was. The top of the dam isn't very level, I guess you could say, across there. It's pretty high over there, and then over here it's a little bit low. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to work that corner down. Yeah, because it's still pretty shallow right up there, and then that corner and that corner is still pretty shallow. Actually, the whole thing's pretty shallow, but I'm not sure how deep he really wants it. But let me turn my laser catcher off. What I can do is probably what I'm going to do is just take a little bit more of that dirt out of that corner and move it around here to put up on this end, and then I can raise my water level up probably another good foot, I'm gonna say. I know it's kind of deceiving, but I can take a lot more of this dirt and put up here in this corner. That way I can get my water level on up, because I'm kind of close down there where I want my spillway to go, but it's still a little bit low, so I can come on up with it some more, I believe. What I'll do I'll keep my flags there for a reference, and then I'll just take that down and work it down here towards this end. Now to give me some more height right in there, and yeah, I think that should be good. All right, y'all, we're gonna try a new camera view here in the dozer. What I'm gonna do is just try to lay this edge back towards the back side of the dam. Really need to get those piles out of my way. Top this down is pretty high right in here. Thought it was just by the naked eye. All right, I think that's going to help out a lot. I'm going to raise the water level another 6 inches to a foot or so, and then I'm going to let this sit here and dry out for a couple hours, because it's really hard to do something with that right now. But the longer it sits there and dries out, it's much easier to work around. I added a good bit of height right there with just that, so that right there should be really good now. And I can move the water level up some, and I'll take this once it dries and put it on top of the dam down here, because that's where it was low, and that should be good. And then so now I'm going to go jump in the excavator and finish taking out some more of these trees and try to get these piles out of my way while this sits here and dries for a little while. The wind is blowing pretty good today, so that should help. Well, y'all, track back down here to the other end. Just setting my stuff over here in my hedge row, wind row. I want y'all to look who decided to show up to work. Old Jimmy. He had to come supervise, I guess. Down this tree. Get out and holler at him. Be careful not to rip hoses and stuff off branches hanging out like that. Let's see if it'll break loose from the ground and stuff. The ground is hard. Set fire to this stuff today, but I didn't get me a hay bale and everything's closed. Hope it don't rain too much on it. I think it'll really matter. I really don't want to work just too long today since it's Christmas Eve. This morning and take my time. My dogs think I'm disarmed on my thing because they don't ever get any attention anymore. Alright, I'm gonna get this cleaned up. Go holler at him in a second. Alright, so Jimmy had to come make sure I wasn't asleep on the job. Y'all couldn't tell. Hard to maneuver. get that much rain, so I don't know. I ain't even looked at the weather. Kind of hope we don't now that I got all this on the ground. Out of my way, I'll be able to move those piles down here pretty easily, I think. Alright, this is got a lot of it set to the side over there. I'm just coming back over here to get this off the levee so I can finish it out. All these little briar patches right here. Trying to get as much of that up as I can too. And I'm just setting it over here in little piles. I'm probably gonna have two fires. I kind of want to have one down here on this end and then one down there at the other end of the pond. That way I am not having to track stuff so far. This excavator swing seems to be acting weird here lately. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if I'll load it in the dump truck yet, or if I'll just have more than one fire. I don't know. Kind of get this broke up some more. up 2 of the cedars, 2 pretty good logs out of it. Got sitting over there for him. There's one more tree in here I think we can get something out of. It ain't all rotten. That right there would be a good fire starter. Backside of this dam is blade it, just blade it around a little bit, not really cut the dirt, just kind of knock all these little stump holes in and then back drag it a time or two just to knock the dirt back down. I ain't gonna worry about all the little sticks and stuff left laying. Maybe I can kind of give it something to hold the dirt in place till grass grows. Grass should grow pretty quick in this stuff. A couple more piles right here and I'll have everything out of the way. We'll jump back on the dozer. So I got everything cleaned out, pushed back away from the levee there so I can finish the back side of it. What I'm going to do is come down in here, just take out another foot or so in this corner. Just throw it up on the levee here, just to get me a little more depth down here. That seems pretty shallow. Pushing real heavy and fine mud. Seems like it's pretty well dry down here on this end though. But this may be just the easiest and quickest way to do it. I ain't gonna cut out much, probably about as deep as I'm gonna go right there and just kind of fan it over to my left here. Backside of this levee needs some anyway to help soften it up. Try to do the same thing down there once I get them pines gone, just to give me some more width down there on the top of the levee, because it's pretty shallow down through there, or pretty narrow. That's got a lot more moisture in it right there. hard gray clay. That stuff, it will, they won't no water get through there, that's for sure. And I'm pretty much at virgin ground there. So we'll get this cut out and we'll jump on the dozer finally, maybe. Okay, y'all. Once I got up there and got to coming around this way, I decided I didn't like the way that levee looked. So I just went around and cast dirt out of the pond up on. So as I was saying, as my GoPro dies once again, yeah, I think that's gonna give me plenty of dirt now to raise the levee, especially down here at this lower end, and on the backside too. I needed some dirt. So I'm just gonna. I realize I can't do nothing until I get all those trees and stuff out of my way. That way I can get on this thing and finally finish it all and be done with it. So I'm gonna get back out of here and go finish taking down the rest of these trees and getting all that stuff out of my way. Shouldn't take me too long. All right, guys and gals, I have finally got all the trees down. I tell you what, these pines over here were a absolute nightmare. I am sick of bouncing around in that machine, I can tell you that. So I'm gonna hurry up and buzz around this thing real quick, get it roughed in anyway. Of course, these limbs are right in my daggone way. Tell you what, I'm gonna jump back in the excavator and rip the top of that tree out. He said he wants to keep this old catch pin because it's actually a good pin around through there, but like these trees, just snap the tops out of them. So I guess I'll get back in the excavator and come over here and get that out of my way, and then I'm gonna put the drone in the air and video going around the pond. Alright guys, I know it's dark. I'm gonna jump in the excavator real quick and run around and just pat down the edges right there on the inside, because that stuff is just too clumpy. But I'll run around it with the excavator and get it smoothed out, because it's supposed to rain early in the morning. So I want to get this done before it rains, because I know once it does, it will be game over. Oh, I forgot I had lights in this thing. What I'm gonna do is just smear down the edges just like that. Thought I'd dug up a root. Gosh. Get that out of here. Maybe. Wish I would have dropped the skid steer off the other day when I had it here. I could have just ran around this thing, packing this clay in. This is really good stuff. Just have no problem holding water. Sealing off too. Done, I'll be less worried about it. Brought in a lot of dirt in this one corner right here, that's for sure. Got hard to carry dirt where I needed it to, because it just wants to stick on the blade of the dozer, and when I get it where I need it, it won't come off the blade. So it's turned out to be a pretty nice little pond here. Buckets down there, and I just don't have time to go get it, put it on, and get out of here. It's Christmas Eve. Everybody else is partying while I'm stuck in the machine, but it's part of it for me anyway. Too many times before, knowing it was going to rain and not get really done with what I needed to. Like that right there, that was. Just can't do nothing with that stuff, so we just smear it down. Probably be tomorrow or the next day before I get back over here to give y'all an update. Hopefully it don't rain just a whole lot. So, well, y'all, back here a couple days later, trying to get the holidays over with. The pond's got some water in the bottom of it. Me and Jimmy's trying to get a fire going, and I get here and then I realize the hay bales they threw in the back of my truck are soaking wet. So here we go again with wet hay bales. So I think I'm just gonna have to go back and pick them out myself and tell them I can't do nothing with wet hay bales. I'll tell you what, man, you just got to babysit everybody, seems like. Alright y'all, we got some dry hay bales now. That's the way they're supposed to blaze up. Sit there and let that right there get going. Then I'll go down there and I'm gonna start one here and then one down there in that other corner. That way I don't have to track as far. I got a lot right here I can put on here in one little spot. I'll show you all the pond in just a second. Just gonna get this fire going. Alright, so we're getting the other fire going here. The other one down there is going on pretty good. The bad thing is I'm having to sit right in front of it, which way the wind's blowing for right now, until I can get me a path around it. Cedar does really good. Bad things, it smokes pretty bad starting off until it gets pretty hot. There'll be a lot more pine down here in this pile. Before I put this on there, and that should be enough to get this going. We're gonna have to be careful with this fire spreading out through this pasture. See, here's my first fire I started. Got it going and I left it alone for just a second to let it catch up and do its thing for a minute. Now it's got a pretty hot center, and I'll collapsed all this in. Let it go for just a little bit longer. And I'll pile some more stuff right on top of it. That should be good. Send me out some small stuff right here. Some cedar, I'll go ahead and put that on it. So much better to build a fire with dry hay bales. And it wasn't even worth me. I learned my lesson there at Rookies trying to do it with wet hay bales. It was worth me just taking another 20 minutes going back to the store and getting some dry ones. I can't believe they gave me wet hay bales from the store anyway. It's my fault for not double checking, but yeah, this one right here is going to be rolling good in just a minute. Alright, I'm going to go back down here and check on the other one real quick. So y'all, here's the pond. After that night I left here, I knew it was going to rain. It rained a pretty good bit. I knew if I didn't get that bottom done, or at least what I needed to anyway, I was going to smooth it out, but it really don't matter. But I'm going to let this dry out another day or two. I was hoping to finish this video today, but I've got another Christmas to go to. So I'm just going to end it here. The cows have already been up here. I'm going to let this levee dry out pretty good, and I'll probably come back tonight, depending on what Miss Carly wants to do. I'll probably come back tonight or late this evening and try to get a lot of this burned up. But the homeowner, Mr. Frank, he said just go ahead and get rid of all this junk. So I will wind up clearing the whole place. So if y'all stick around for that, the next video I should do the finishing grading, which the pond's pretty much done, but I want to I really want to slick it up some more. And I got to set the water level, forgot about that. And then we are going to burn all this stuff, and the final video I'll have a flyover before and after. I like doing that. I think it's pretty cool to see it before and then after. So if y'all stick around, well, I'll have one more video on this job. Y'all keep your eyes open. I'll see you later. Oh yeah, hold up, time out. I gotta show y'all my new little leaf blower here. The other one wouldn't crank the other day, and that's the only excuse I needed, because my other one doesn't have this little throttle knob there, and I got tired of trying to set it with a rubber band or piece of string or something. So the new little leaf blower, that right there is nice. Of course, it's double the price. So anyway, y'all keep your eyes open. I'll see you later.